Take a moment and look around you. Everything you see right now, the bustling streets, the people laughing, your own family, your friends, and the very fabric of modern human civilization had been nearly wiped from existence. We walk through history assuming tomorrow is guaranteed, but it isn't. In September of 1983, the entire human race was separated from total, irreversible annihilation by mere seconds. This was not a carefully written Hollywood movie script. This was a terrifying, heart-stopping reality that played out in the dark behind heavily classified cold steel doors. Across the globe, nuclear missile silos were fully open. Submarines lurking deep in the oceans were silently awaiting the final code. Destinies were no longer in human hands. They were being calculated by cold, unfeeling electronic algorithms. Yet, amidst this absolute madness, one ordinary man stood in the shadows, completely alone, and made a choice that changed the cosmos forever. Welcome to Lost Anecdota. Today, we open the most classified, heavily guarded file of the Cold War, the forgotten, breathtaking story of Stanislav Petrov. To truly grasp the sheer weight and terror of that fateful autumn night, we have to travel back in time to the year 1983. The Cold War was no longer just a diplomatic standoff. It had reached a terrifying boiling point. Just weeks prior to this event, paranoia turned lethal. The Soviet military had shot down a civilian Korean passenger airliner that accidentally veered into their airspace, instantly killing hundreds of innocent people, including high-ranking United States congressmen. The political atmosphere was thick with hatred and fear. Washington openly labeled the Soviet Union an evil empire, while Moscow became deeply convinced that a sudden, preemptive American nuclear strike was not a matter of if, but when. Both sides slept with their fingers hovering right over the trigger. In this hyper-paranoid environment, the Soviet Union placed its ultimate trust in a multi-billion-dollar, hyper-advanced satellite system codenamed OCO. This machine monitored American soil 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was mathematically programmed to catch the microscopic thermal heat signatures of nuclear missile plumes the exact millisecond they left their launch pads. The High Command operated on a single, rigid, and terrifying principle. The machine does not lie. If the computer detects a strike, human emotion must be cast aside. The protocol demanded immediate, total, and absolute destruction of the enemy. On the pitch-black night of September 26th, Soviet Colonel Stanislav Petrov walked into the secret Serpukhov 15 bunker just south of Moscow. Ironically, he wasn't even supposed to be working that shift. He was simply filling in for a colleague who had called in sick. His duty for the night seemed routine. Sit in the command chair, watch the monitors, and if an alert flashed, pass it directly up the chain of command to the Kremlin. But at precisely 12:15 a.m., the universe fractured. A piercing electronic siren tore through the silence of the bunker. The main screen flashed with a violent, pulsing, blood-red word: launch. The military computer was reporting that the United States had just fired an intercontinental ballistic missile. Petrov froze. His blood ran cold. He knew American missiles needed less than 25 minutes to turn Moscow into a crater. But before his brain could even process the horror, the alarms blared again. A second missile appeared on the screen, Then a third, a fourth, a fifth. 5 thermonuclear warheads were tracked, hurtling through space, heading straight for his homeland. Inside the bunker, chaos erupted. Red lights bathed the officers' faces in a hellish glow. Panic was rising, and every eye turned to Petrov. Military law left zero room for hesitation, zero room for debate. Petrov's strict, sworn duty was to hit the confirmation button and alert the Soviet leadership. If he did, the Kremlin would immediately launch hundreds of nuclear missiles in retaliation. It was a mathematical chain reaction that would kill hundreds of millions of people within the first hour, plunging the remnants of humanity into a permanent, freezing nuclear winter. But surrounded by screaming alarms and flashing screens, Petrov did something extraordinary. He didn't look at the manual. He looked inward. He relied entirely on his human intuition. He whispered to himself, if the Americans truly wanted to launch a war to wipe us off the face of the earth, would they really start with only 5 missiles? Wouldn't they rain down thousands all at once to cripple us? With his hands visibly shaking and sweat dripping down his brow, he picked up the heavy military phone, bypassed every protocol drilled into his soul, and told the high command, "The system is malfunctioning. This is a false alarm." At that exact second, he gambled his life, his career, and the fate of the world on a gut feeling. The agonizing minutes ticked away in complete, suffocating silence inside the bunker. Everyone waited for the sky to fall, but the missiles never hit. The morning sun rose peacefully over the skylines of both Moscow and New York, completely oblivious to how close they had come to ash. Human intuition had won. A later investigation revealed that the advanced satellite system had tragically mistaken a rare alignment of sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds for missile exhaust. Stanislav Petrov had single-handedly saved human civilization. Yet, history has a dark and twisted way of treating its truest protectors. How did the Soviet Union reward the man who saved the planet? He received no medals. He received no public parades. Instead, he was subjected to harsh, relentless military interrogations. The top generals could not bear the humiliation of admitting that their multi-billion-dollar computerized system was deeply flawed. Looking for an excuse to punish him, they officially reprimanded Petrov for a ridiculous technicality. He had failed to fill out the paper logbooks properly during the chaotic minutes of the crisis. Sidelined, stripped of his prospects, and deeply stressed, Petrov was quietly forced into early retirement. His heroic deed was buried under mountains of state secrets. He lived out the remainder of his days in severe poverty inside a tiny gray apartment on the freezing outskirts of Moscow, eventually dying in complete obscurity in the year 2017. The man who kept everyone alive left this world without even his neighbors knowing his name. History frequently forgets its greatest heroes, letting their sacrifices crumble into dust. But their stories are the invisible pillars holding up our world today. If you believe that these lost, forgotten anecdotes deserve to be remembered, please hit that subscribe button for Lost Anecdota. Share this video, tell a friend, and let's together ensure that the name of Stanislav Petrov is never wiped from human memory. Thank you for listening, and we will see you in the next chapter.
You know what to do. Subscribe!